Hola, amigos, amigas, friends, family, beautiful humans, and my survivors. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone is having a great week. Um, I am just going to jump into today's topic, and it is about self growth. Um, Getting to a point in your healing process where there's things that you have to change within yourself. I know with trauma, you know, it's easy to get sucked into the victim mentality because we were victimized. That is the honest truth. We were victimized, and it ends up eventually becoming part of our personality a little bit. And I don't think that there is any blame to put on ourselves because that happened over time. Um, because putting blame on ourselves doesn't really do anything except spiral us back into depression and just beating ourselves up, negative self talk, and that's just not good. So, I'm kind of at a point where I know there's things that I want to change for me, but I also, because I see that it affects other people around me, and it's always going to be the closest people to you. So, you know, as survivors of trauma, we tend to have this victim personality, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong or it's not making sense. I will try to break it down a little bit. So there is such things as playing the victim. And when I say playing the victim, I don't mean that in a negative way, although it can become a negative trait, or habit. Um, the honest truth is we were victimized, and it does take time to kind of come out of that personality, that habit that we tend to form. And it's not intentional, and it's not to beat ourselves up or anything like that, because that's what ends up happening. I think it just takes a lot of self-love, and when you get to that point, you start to see that you just start to see things a little bit different. And I'm kind of in that place right now. That's why I'm speaking of it. So this is my personal experience. I will always say that because I don't ever want to speak for others. So I can only share what I've been through when I notice and where I'm kind of in my journey of trying to heal from trauma and retrain my brain and just self-love and all that comes with trying to heal. So, it's not easy to self-reflect, it's just not. Because when you really, really get down deep into it, feelings can come up and you're just like, darn it, it's only my third video. And I said I wasn't going to cry. And I have makeup on. uh, it's hard to do, self-reflection because, Feelings can come up of, things that you know that you have been doing. It doesn't mean that it's being done on purpose, per se. I don't think we develop these you know, bad habits intentionally. It's just it ends up being part of the victimization. I don't even know if I want to call it personality or habits or what it is. And my makeup's everywhere. But I'm gonna keep going, even if my makeup is everywhere. This is not gonna be a good video. Ugh. Well, I look halfway decent, even if my makeup's everywhere. And I'm not gonna cut off the camera and try to re-record it because nothing in life is perfect. It just isn't. So this is part of it. So back to where I was. This is the vulnerable part of speaking out. So I've been speaking out for a couple years now, and it's hard to be vulnerable. It really is. But when you start to do self-reflection on yourself, you start to see how you hurt people, and it's usually the people closest to you. And that's never the intention, obviously. Darn it. It's never the intention to hurt other people. I think it's just self-protection. Protecting yourself from the unknown. You can be in the most loving, safe, relationship, with your partner, with your family, friends. But at the end of the day, we still naturally protect ourselves. Like, that's just the reality of fight, flight, or freeze. That's just, it comes with it. And my natural instinct is fight. I don't mean physical fight. I should probably put that disclaimer out there. I don't mean physical fight, but if I feel threatened, I'm gonna speak up. If I get triggered, I'm usually almost always going to go into protection mode. So I'm going to be, I guess you could say, a little bit of aggressive. My voice is not always kind, and that's not nice. It really isn't. It's just not. And you have to admit that, and then to do the work to change. And this is not to like beat yourself up, because clearly that is what normally will happen, is you'll start to beat yourself up because, oh, I was not nice, and I can be smart, and stuff like that. And the people closest to you usually are the ones that are being, kind and supportive and all that you need. But then what are you giving them? You know? You have to ask yourself that. Darn it. What are you giving back to the people closest to you? You know? What are you, what is your energy toward the people that are the kindest, that are the most supportive, the most loving? And if it's not nice at times, don't beat yourself up, but you have to have a really, really deep um, understanding of how that affects other people. You have to not um, not sit and stay in the victim mentality mode, and you kind of get stuck in that. And I don't want to do that anymore. I really don't. Like, I want to be kinder. Yeah, we're all going to have our attitudes, and we're all going to, go through our moods and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, is it just you having a bad day and a bad moment and you're just reacting? Or is it a consistent thing in your life? Is the question you need to ask yourself. And when you get to that point where you're like, it's a constant thing, it's not just once a week, so I'm kind of at that place where I need to make changes. And this video is going to be longer than what Instagram requires. I think it's 15 minutes, but I'll chop this up into 2 parts. So I will just say right here is part 1 of me having the realization that I need to do some work. So this is part 1. I'm going to have to trim the video right here just to keep going into part 2. So here's my stop.